Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Ms. Lavis, thank you. We've heard today, and we'll hear quite a bit more, claims from the opposition, and I think it's high time that we reintroduce facts on the debate on California water. My district is the source of much of California's water and home to its largest reservoirs, just two of which can hold 8 million acre-feet, enough for 32 million people for an entire year. This water is delivered throughout the length of the state, and no other district provides so much for so many. However, even my constituents are facing mandatory rationing and fallowed fields. I support this measure because it respects state water rights and aids all Californians without favoring any region of the state over another. Ask the Bay Area lawmakers have expressed so much concern over sparking a water war, where their water comes from. You'll find that their water comes from my district, my colleagues' district in the Valley, as well as Sierras. This bill advances planning of 5 surface water storage projects that would yield enough water for 9.6 million people, projects that 2/3 of Californians voted for to fund with state money just last year. Yet my disappointment here is we have so many California legislators today and in the past that oppose anything we try to do to enhance the water supply and deliverability in the state of California. What's more, it isn't human water use that is negatively impacting listed species. According to National Marine Fisheries Service and Delta Stewardship Council, 90% of endangered winter-run salmon are killed and eaten by invasive fish species before they even reach the Delta. The opposition, despite all data to the contrary, denies that invasive species are part of a problem. Years of lawsuits aimed at reducing water use hasn't helped at all endangered salmon, but this bill takes real steps to aid that population. This bill takes action to reduce the population of endangered species, or of invasive species. While opponents may claim this bill impacts commercial salmon fishing, they won't say that National Marine Fisheries Services found that commercial ocean fishing reduces the remaining endangered winter-run Chinook population by as much as 25%. So there it is, right there. 92.5% of endangered winter-run Chinook are killed by invasive species and commercial fishing outside of whatever happens in the Delta. 92.5%. When opponents claim this bill alters the Endangered Species Act, ask them to show you the language where it does so. They can't show you that because it doesn't exist. Believe me, if I could, I would amend the Endangered Species Act to be more effective actually in helping species as well as human needs. In fact, this bill enhances implementation of the ESA by requiring improved population monitoring and invasive species management, components that should be universally supportable. Mr. Speaker, let's put a stop to the half-truths and misleading rhetoric, such as no hearings being held. We had 2 hearings, as well as hearings in the Valley, on this bill and its components. The opponents don't believe that we should take any action at all, that nothing is wrong despite 36% mandatory water reductions to homes, such as in my district, like in Redding, thousands of lost jobs, and 500,000 fallowed acres. These drought deniers claim that 38 million people, soon to be 50 million in California, can prosper with water delivery infrastructure built for 20 million people years ago, despite irrefutable evidence that our state's economy is drying up. Mr. Speaker, it's time to take action past H.R. 2898.